We're back here at the Flavor.com show, live in New Orleans, Tales of the Cocktail, and we're just talking to Junior, and he was talking about his award-winning cocktail called Coming Up Roses. Tell us what was in the cocktail and the story behind it.
Well, this was back in 2004, I think, if I remember correctly. I was from 2003 to 2005. I was actually at the Modern, inside of the Museum of Modern Art. I was the mixologist, and then I entered this competition in New York for the New York Bar Show, and you know, I was really surprised because at that time, you know, there were no like flowers or anything being used with flowers, so I was using this drink. You know, it was not created actually in 2004. It was created like in 2002 when I was still at the State House, but it became famous at the Modern. And then it became my signature drink because people started to associate roses with me. And then I won the first prize for that competition, which was $2,500 cash, so it was not bad.
Yeah, and, that's a good payday.
Yeah, and it has champagne, it has the Bacardi Ras, it has pieces of lime, rose petals, rose essence, that's why I created that one, because I needed a certain flavor profile and level of roses, of flavor of the roses. And then I moved from the Modern in 2005 because I started the Liquid Chef, my company, and then we opened Rayuela, which I'm part of a restaurant in New York. That was, I think, 2006, and we also put that drink on the menu because that represents me as a person. And then in like 2008, it won the first cocktail of New York by, I think it was Food and Wine. It was either Food and Wine or one of the magazines. Every year they have like a specialty drink that is like the drink of the year in their magazine. So that Coming Up Roses was again, you know, like the main star of the magazine, and so it's been great. That drink has been all over the world. We serve it also in some places in Japan, in celebrity cruises, Disney. So it gets around.
If you can't tell, Junior's a pretty accomplished bartender, mixologist, and just one hell of a guy. Now, if those of you listening and you're new to bartending or want to get more into mixology, or maybe someday aspire to be Junior, I believe you have a school up in New York called the Lab. What's that all about?
In New York we have the Liquid Lab now.
Liquid Lab. The
Liquid Lab. It's basically I started in 2006, and there was nothing like it around it. It's an apartment that we converted into a liquid lab. So it's a laboratory with over 4,000 single label bottles, from scotch to sake, soju, and a lot of obscure liqueurs from all over the world, from all my trips that I take to all the different countries, and then I bring back. I keep them as samples, and then we also have a lot of equipment like
that's a lot of trips. I hope you've been keeping up on your frequent flyer miles.
So we keep like pH meters, Brix meters, hydrometers, density meters, glass stills to show the process of distillation, small fermenters, small barrels to show the process and the effects of aging. So we have a lot of equipment, and of course a lot of molecular equipment like CO2 tanks and lines for CO2 cocktails. We also have liquid nitrogen. I mean, anything that you can think of for the mixology world, we have it. And not only for the mixology, a lot of this stuff like the sous vide machines, which I also use for sous vide cocktails, we have all that stuff. So you can experiment with anything you want. We show people how to smoke cocktails, how to infuse with cheeses, with meats, with different things. And it's all about the process and understanding the effects and also the flavor level, so that you put the right amount of what you need, and it's not offensive to the palate.
So now that you got all this great knowledge and you got the place to play with all the knowledge, I'm assuming there's some sponsors behind you, and who are they and what do you do for them?
Well, we have a lot of sponsors that sponsor the lab, and also a lot of people that I've worked with since I started the company, like LeBlanc Cachaça, also Siembra Azul Tequila. Since they launched, I've been with them. Also, we work with Machu Pisco, with Combier, with Sherman's Reserve, with Castries, and also we do some stuff with Campus Box. They sponsor the lab, and So we have like whiskeys, we have tequilas, mezcals, Scorpion mezcal, we have Ilegal mezcal, and also a lot of other brands like Don Roberto tequila. Probably I'm forgetting some of them. So yeah, but we have a lot of brands behind the sponsorships.
That's awesome. I mean, you're well accomplished, and all these companies stand behind you for what you do, and it just goes to show you, if you're passionate about something, you stay with it, and you're going to eventually move on up, and you're going to be good at it. Then there's, people are going to stand behind you, and now that you got money to do stuff, you can spread the word to other people and open up schools and teach everybody else, and it just keeps coming around. So before we head out, we got about a couple minutes left. What is coming up in Mexico?
Now in Mexico, every year we do a big event, which is we started a small movement like in 2006. So a small movement for bartenders, and now it's getting a huge movement in Mexico. So we're doing what we're doing. It's the biggest event for cocktails and spirits and wine and beer, everything that is beverage. It's going to be the biggest event in Mexico, and then we're going to bring different people from different countries, Latin countries, and also people from the U.S. to come either judge or do a seminar, or to just come and check out the space, because it's a big convention. It's kind of like the nightclub and bar show, but except that in Mexico, and more driven towards what we drink and brands from all of Latin America. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and of course a lot of flair. Latin America is huge in flair.
Oh, yeah.
So we have a big stage which is for flair, and so what we're trying to do is trying to get everyone together from the mixology side, from the flair side, and to have everyone together basically as one, because at the end of the day, it's we are all in the same business.
We're all bartenders.
Exactly.
At the end of the day.
Yes.
Now, if anyone wants to find out more information around, there's a website they can go to?
There's a website, it's called alchemix.com.mx, or they can go to theliquidshopping.com, which also we have some information that they can contact me directly. There's a contact info in my website, and then we can send them more information too about what we're doing in Mexico.
Perfect. Well, Junior, thank you very much. It's
My pleasure.
been a pleasure. Very informative, and I can't wait to try some of your drinks later. In the meantime, we're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this with Josh Gates behind the Mixology Bar. We'll see you in a couple minutes. Perfect. Cheers, my friend.